On May 10, 2025, a significant event unfolded in Kyiv. European leaders, including UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer, French President Emmanuel Macron, German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, and Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk, arrived in the Ukrainian capital. Their visit was a powerful symbol of solidarity with Ukraine. The leaders arrived by train, which showed their commitment to reaching Kyiv despite the ongoing conflict. Their first act was to meet with Zelensky's chief of staff. This meeting set the tone for a day focused on finding a path to peace. The European leaders then proceeded to pay their respects at significant memorials. They visited the memorial in Independence Square, a place of national pride for Ukraine. They also stood in solemn remembrance at the memorial wall for Ukrainian servicemen, honoring the sacrifices made in the fight for freedom. Next, they visited St. Sophia Cathedral, a site of deep spiritual and cultural significance for Ukraine. This act served as a reminder of the shared heritage and values that bind Europe together. A pivotal 3-hour meeting took place at the Mariinsky Palace. Here, the European leaders engaged in discussions with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. The talks focused on the urgent need for a ceasefire and a peaceful resolution to the conflict. Following their in-person meetings, the leaders participated in a virtual meeting of the Coalition of the Willing. This coalition, comprising nations supporting Ukraine, demonstrated the global reach of the effort to end the conflict. The visit of these European leaders to Kyiv was a powerful display of unity. It underscored their commitment to supporting Ukraine and finding a peaceful resolution. Their presence in the Ukrainian capital sent a strong message to Russia about the international community's unwavering stance against the ongoing aggression. The visit also served as a beacon of hope for the Ukrainian people, reminding them that they are not alone in their struggle for peace. At the heart of the European leaders' visit was a clear and urgent demand: a 30-day unconditional ceasefire from Russia. This ceasefire, set to begin on May 12, 2025, was not just a plea for a pause in the fighting. It represented a crucial step towards meaningful peace negotiations. The demand for a ceasefire came with a strong warning for Russia. Failure to comply would result in massive new sanctions. These sanctions, carefully planned and coordinated, would target the pillars of the Russian economy, its energy and banking sectors. The European Union, in collaboration with the United Kingdom and Norway, had prepared a robust package of sanctions designed to significantly impact Russia's ability to sustain its war effort. The message was clear: the cost of continued aggression would be severe. The proposed ceasefire was comprehensive, covering land, sea, and air. It aimed to create a secure and stable environment for dialogue and negotiations. To ensure its effectiveness, a robust monitoring mechanism would be put in place. This mechanism, coordinated by the United States, would track any violations and ensure that both sides adhered to the ceasefire terms. The international community was determined to create the conditions for a lasting peace. The call for a ceasefire and the threat of sanctions were not empty gestures. They were backed by the full weight of the United States. U.S. President Donald Trump, in a show of transatlantic unity, had thrown his support behind the European-led initiative. He participated in a joint call with European leaders and President Zelensky, reaffirming the United States' commitment to a peaceful resolution. The involvement of the United States, with its significant political and economic influence, added considerable weight to the demand for a ceasefire. Russia's initial response to the ceasefire demand and sanctions threat was one of defiance. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov dismissed the sanctions, claiming that Russia is a nation that is difficult to isolate. He pointed to Russia's economic resilience and its ability to withstand external pressure. While expressing general support for the concept of ceasefires, Russia raised questions about the specifics of the proposal. This was not the first time Russia had resisted calls for a ceasefire in Ukraine. In previous instances, Russia had refused to agree to a 30-day ceasefire, citing various nuances. One of their main concerns was the continued supply of Western arms to Ukraine. Russia argued that any ceasefire should also include a halt to these arms deliveries, which they perceived as fueling the conflict. Adding another layer of complexity to the situation was the timing of the European leaders' visit. It coincided with Russia's Victory Day celebrations in Moscow, a day of national pride and military commemoration. This convergence of events highlighted the stark contrast between the West's pursuit of peace and Russia's continued focus on military strength. Despite Russia's initial resistance, the significance of the European leaders' visit to Kyiv cannot be overstated. Their presence, their unwavering support for Ukraine, and their clear message to Russia carried immense symbolic weight. It demonstrated the international community's commitment to peace and sent a powerful message of deterrence against further aggression. The visit served as a potent reminder that the world was watching and would not tolerate a continuation of the conflict. The European leaders' visit to Kyiv and their demand for a ceasefire marked a potential turning point in the conflict. The proposed 30-day ceasefire, while just a first step, offered a glimmer of hope for a peaceful resolution. The initiative, backed by the United States and the broader international community, put significant pressure on Russia to reconsider its actions. The threat of crippling sanctions, targeting Russia's energy and banking sectors, added real weight to the demand for peace. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky's unwavering commitment to peace was evident in his proposal for the 30-day ceasefire. He recognized the challenges and the possibility of breaches, but he remained steadfast in his belief that it was a necessary step towards ending the bloodshed. His determination, coupled with the united front presented by European and U.S. leaders, created a powerful momentum for peace. The international community's focus now shifts to Russia's response. The world waits to see if Russia will seize this opportunity for peace or choose to escalate the conflict further. The coming days will be crucial, determining whether the glimmer of hope ignited in Kyiv can be fanned into a flame of lasting peace.